First I'm going to show you how to cut off a swatch strip. And usually I like to do this before I pre-wash my fabric because I always pre-wash my fabric. But you can do this as soon as you get home. Cut off the swatch strip and then you'll have those. Then if you want to pre-wash your fabric, go ahead and pre-wash it. You'll take the fabric as it comes off the bolt. This is the fold, and these are the two selvages folded together, and then fold it once again. So you have 4 layers of fabric. Then I use the lines on my cutting mat, and so I line up the folded edge with the line on the cutting mat. And then I first straighten the fabric, so cut off all the loose ends. Next, I'll line up my 1/2 inch mark because I want to cut off a 1/2 inch strip. So now this is my fabric swatch strip. So I'll save that to the side for later. Now pre-cutting, I'm just going to turn this around because I cut from this direction. What pre-cutting is just cutting strips of fabric so they'll be ready to cut your templates later. And I use the lines on my mat. I know a lot of people don't like to use the lines on their mat, so you just use the method you prefer. So for this fabric, this is going to be my border fabric, and I need 5 strips at 3.5 inches each. So I just look for my 3.5 inches and I cut a strip, move down and cut another strip, and 5. So these are going to be my border. I'm just going to right now just stack them, and these go into the bag that corresponds to these. So the bag already has the papers in, and I'll just put it in there. The reason we pre-cut our strips, there are 2 reasons for me actually. I like to pre-cut the strips as soon as I get them home or as soon as they're washed, because if I have purchased the wrong amount of fabric, and a few times I've bought the wrong fabric requirements for the wrong fabric and I have to go back and get more fabric, or maybe you make a mistake in cutting. So if you do have to go back to the store, you want to make sure that the fabric is still there. Hopefully it's still there, so you don't have to purchase a whole nother yardage for your quilt. Next, I want to cut the binding strips out of this fabric. So I need 4 strips at 2.5 inches for this quilt. So that's all the fabric I need from this strip, and this will just get folded. Separate bag for my binding and my leftover strips. So these binding strips and this extra fabric will go into a separate bag. And that's what pre-cutting is.